Production.
What is good with the squad? We're looking at Bitfarms today. So first thing that I wanted to kind of point out, of course, I want to keep this video short as well, right? If you're looking at this from a daily time frame, even a weekly time frame, it's pretty straightforward and clear. Since December 2022, we bottomed and then we started reversing the trend into an uptrend, right? So it's pretty clear, like this is the higher low here, right? This is what we're expecting in the stock's name. Is it going to happen as pretty as this and straightforward? Probably not. As you can see, we're struggling in this, call it the $3 range. We can't seem to break above it. We keep getting rejected, right? And it makes sense why that is happening, right? If we just pull up this clear little area, it's obvious that this zone, and then we scroll up a bit, right? This area that was once support back in 2021, early 2022, turned into resistance, okay? It's our first time in that range in, what, call it a couple of years now, right? So it makes sense for us to be struggling here. If it were to just completely go straight up, I would consider that sort of like a red flag, because what inevitably goes up must come down. You want this to be more structured, just like what's happening now. So from the very low that we had here back in December 2022, we created a higher low right here, right? But this area, we can mark it kind of as one entire zone. We revisited it quite a few times. So we can mark this area right here as a higher low, right? So low, high, higher low into this range. We got a higher high, right? We retested, right? And then we created another higher high here. So when we're creating this higher low, think about how many times we revisited this, right? Massive move from 39 cents to $1.30, call it. 200% move. Took a long time to kind of absorb all the shares in this range. We had another massive move from $1 to $3, another 200% move. And now it's just going to take some time. Right now what we're doing, and it seems pretty obvious to me, right? All we're doing right now is battling in between a resistance and a support, right? It's not pretty, right? We get some wicks above. We try to break up above and it fails. But all in all, what I'm seeing here on Bitfarms is we're just ranging in between two major zones, okay? Here's our resistance, here's our support. It's the first time in a while where we've been able to, battle this area. So we're supposed to expect that we're gonna struggle in this range a little bit. I think we range like this for a little bit longer before we get our move to the upside. And then we'll be looking at previous resistance, right? So we could tend to look at maybe 440. We could even look at somewhere around $6 here potentially, right? I think this thing ends up like hitting escape velocity once we completely, once you see retail FOMO into Bitcoin. There's going to be a bunch of smart money and a bunch of other investors that are looking towards plays that could yield them higher return. Okay, here's the thing. Everyone's saying miners are dead. Miners aren't following Bitcoin. This cycle's different. Just stick to the basics. What's happening on the chart? If there's something on the chart that's telling you, yes, we should be bailing out right now, then we should be paying attention to that. But right now, to me, it looks like low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We're going to expect a higher high to come at some point. The chart setup's there. It's about patience, I think. And those that don't really understand the charts, they don't really have anything to base the price action off of. So to them, it's like, oh my God, BTC's going up. Why aren't these miners going up? And I think if we just be patient here, we could see something coming up soon. So what I like to see, a lot of these miners have been printing wedges. So I see this clear little wedge here on Bitfarms, right? Something like this going on. Let this fizzle out. This had some sort of a wedge going on here as well. And then after we broke out of the wedge, right, you could finagle this however you want, but after we broke out of this small consolidation pattern here, right, we went sideways for a bit. We could expect potentially to create a further base in this range, go sideways just for a little bit, maybe retest like this before we get our move to retest this zone. So that's what we're looking for here on Bitfarms. Peace, guys.